This chapter is probably the most powerful chapter so far in this book. I'm going to break it into two parts because my audio recording can only do 15 minutes, and I want to step in the middle and kind of prompt you about a few things. So we see Zoe and we see Fuchsia and we see some girls in the bathroom with normal problems that normal middle school girls have. Only Zoe and Fuchsia don't have those normal middle school problems. They have much bigger problems. They have life problems. And it's clear the differences between them. And I'll start the chapter, and then at the end I'll just chime in again. And then there's going to be a part 2. Chapter 22.
2. I managed to avoid Ms. Rochambeau for almost the whole day. Because what am I going to say when she asks me why I ran away before the mock debate yesterday? Lie and say my stomach hurt? But that, yeah, I was still able to walk all the way across town. Social studies is my last class of the day, and I purposefully slip into my seat right before it starts, when Ms. Rochambeau is busy answering questions from the girl who keeps getting 97s on things and wants to get 100s. And when I see her starting to zero in on me toward the end of class, I quickly stand up, mumble something about needing to go to the bathroom, and sign myself out before she can reach me. There are 10 minutes left to class, but I can totally stay in a bathroom stall for 10 minutes. I slip into the stall that has "You're a slut" carved on the side. I used to like to look at it sideways and pretend that it says "You're a slug," and that it was carved by a cockroach who was just trying to help his slug friend who was having some identity issues. I hear 2 girls come in, and then another one join them soon afterwards. None of them even use the toilet, one of those prearranged meetings. They're talking about Valentine's Day carnations, of course. I sneaked a peek at our homeroom's form, and Jeffrey ordered just 1 carnation. Who's he going to give it to? Oh, I don't know. He was sick for the last dance, so we don't know anything really about who he likes. Maybe it's Nellie. I saw him watching her when she was giving her book report in English, and he looked more interested than he should have. I don't know. Remember how he moved out of the way to let you get ketchup during lunch yesterday? What if it's you that he likes? The second lets out an excited squeak, like a giddy hamster. Do you think he could? The first girl squeaks back. Maybe that 1 carnation is for you. Oh, yeah! The third girl exclaims. I can hear them jumping around together. Suck it up totally means hide in the bathroom and listen to a hamster mosh pit, right? Finally, they leave, and I exhale. I get what Fuchsia said yesterday about needing to be alone. The only problem is, it feels good for the first 2 seconds. But by the 3rd second, all I can think is, I'm all alone. Except when I hear a noise in the stall next to me, and suddenly realize that I'm not. It's like a muffled sob. How long has someone been in there? I peek underneath the stall. The other girl is wearing pink sneakers. Specifically, Fuchsia's pink sneakers. Fuchsia? I say. No response. Are you okay? Another muffled sob. I push open my stall door and come around to knock on hers. Are you okay? I hear her slide the lock out of the way, and the door swings open to reveal a puffy, tear-stained Fuchsia. No, she sobs. I'm not. It's been years since I've seen Fuchsia cry. She was stone-faced when she was taken from her mom after that rainy day in 2nd grade. And since then, she'd get pulled from one foster family and plunked down in another. But did she ever cry? Did she ever do anything except roll her eyes and sigh and act like the world was just giving her a headache? But here she is sitting on a toilet with tears pouring down her face, like that outer shell of a person has been kicked aside, and all that's left are her quivering, crumpled up insides. I squeeze right into the stall and wrap her in a hug. A good one, like the ones that Connor sometimes gives me. Her chest is shuddering against me, and I keep holding her tight. I'm just so scared, she finally whispers into my shoulder. Are you scared of Michael? She gulps in air and pulls away from the hug to look at me. It's not just that. I was thinking about how you said I had a choice. Well, let's pretend I somehow find the courage to actually call DCF, and it's the wrong thing to do. The hair around her face is matted with tears, and I use my finger to gently comb some of it back behind her ear. I know what foster care can be like, she continues. It wasn't that bad for me when I was in it, but it could have been so much worse. And what if I go back and it's a nightmare, and the whole time all I can think is, I did this to myself? Her eyes are so scared, and I have no idea what to say. I pull her back into a hug. I always thought I hated having random people in control of my life. Her words are muffled against my shoulder. But it's like I need that. I don't want it up to me. I don't care who it is. I just want someone to decide. The bell rings, but I don't stop hugging her. I can walk all the way home if I have to. It's just too hard, she cries. But, I finally whisper, this doesn't mean that you don't know the right thing to do. Fuchsia pulls away and rubs her forehead. Yeah, the right thing to do means getting my mom so mad that she'll never forgive me, and pissing off an angry guy with a gun. She closes her eyes. I've even memorized the DCF person's phone number. I just have to be brave enough to call it. She opens her eyes and looks up at the ceiling. And I'm not. I stare at her eyeliner-streaked face and her swollen eyes. Why should anyone have to be that brave? Okay, Fuchsia finally says, standing up. My mom's probably waiting for me outside. I've got to go. Is there something I can do to help? She shakes her head. At least I can help her clean up her face before she leaves the bathroom. The eyeliner streaks are damp enough that a paper towel wipes them away. It's been a while since I've seen Fuchsia without makeup, though, and suddenly I feel like I'm looking at her second-grade self again. I didn't really know how to help back then, and I'm not sure I know any better now.
Okay, this is where the first break in the chapter is going to be. DCF is Division of Children and Families, and that's who gets called in. They have different names in different states, but that's who gets called in when there's problems in a family and a child needs to leave the family. So that's what Fuchsia has had in the past, and that's what she's struggling with now. And Zoe's trying to help her, but she just doesn't know what advice is the best advice. It's a great chapter. And then we parallel that against the young girls who are giddy about, the carnation and the boy and who he's buying the carnation flower for and who he likes, which is a normal kid middle school thing. It's just so interesting if you think about it, the contrast between some problems of normal kids and other problems of kids who have adult size problems.